Hello and welcome to another presentation from easyLog. This video concerns our CareLog Plus, Care Home and Care Record Management software, and in particular focuses on the functionality we call the alarm panel, which not only, as you'd expect, controls things such as warning you about reviews of care plans and health and risk assessments, but also does far more in terms of handling a resident's diary, care tasks, and also warning about residents maybe losing weight, gaining weight, increasing temperature, pulse, etc. So let's take a look at that. And firstly, from the opening screen, if I click on OK, we'll then be automatically taken through to what we call a part of the alarm panel. Now this is really a to-do list. So you can see it's organized in terms of 4 tabs across the top here, starting from safeguarding, risk assessments, health assessments, resident risk assessments, and care plan alarms. Now obviously this is the perils of demonstration data, so there's an awful lot of alarms in here. But if we take a look down towards the bottom here, let's explain a bit about the few that we see. Now, there's 2 main sorts here, really, that are being shown. So from the date, you can see which residents involved, and also the caused by. Now, 2 main things, as I said. Firstly, review date has been reached, i.e. the care plan has reached its actual date for review. So, for example, if I then click on Minnie's Skin Integrity care plan here, we'll then be dropped through to that care plan. So we can see here in across 2 tabs the last review that was done, and we can see here, if we click on this tab, the actual content of the care plan. So we can perform a review here by adding further text to this, actually scrapping this text and adding our own in. And we can do other things as well, such as go to a body map to identify any particular skin issues, etc. Now, all I'll do simply at this stage is say OK. I've no need to change that review, it's absolutely fine, and say OK, and I'll be then dropped back to my task. Now, the other type of alarm warning that's come up in this particular panel is no daily review done. Now that's very critical because that suggests that a carer has not completed a shift note against an individual resident. Now you can define this within the software that this note should be completed by a certain time. If it then has not, and the software has not seen any activity on that document, then it will automatically trigger a warning, as you'll see in this alarm panel. So what we can do from there is click on it, and what we can see on screen now are the previous entries that were made against this particular document, which is the 8 till 8 overnight care. Now you can actually set parameters in the software so that the carer does not see the previous entries that were made, and therefore they will be confronted with a screen of blanks and be asked to click on and select the particular prompt that they needed to record what actually happened against each of the criteria you see listed down here. So let's assume that we're happy with the entries there, that there's been no change, and we can then click on OK to move back to where we came into the system. So if I now close my panel, we'll then be dropped into the software proper. What I want to focus on now is just the other elements of the alarm panel, which is over here. Now you can see I've gone here into the care task screen, which care tasks are basically actions per resident, like a diary per resident. And we can see there's a couple of residents there, or 2 or 3 actually. One is noted about needing toileting every 2 hours, another one is about prompting to finish their meal. And these care tasks not only are displayed in the software, but also, more pertinently perhaps, are on the tablet PCs as well, which obviously can be dotted around the home and therefore will prompt the carers to action. Notice as well we have Donald Duck here as a resident, and he has a GP visit happening today. So if I click on that one there, it then shows me the details of that GP visit, and also confirms the fact that we need to take a urine sample with us. I have the status then, which is that still outstanding or has that been actioned? Well, let's say it's been actioned, and then we can say OK to that, and therefore that care task drops off the screen. Other ones we have in here are, if I click on this one, this is an HR diary. So in the HR diary, obviously there is a full training matrix included within the software, and this confirms prompts for us to update the training. So again, if we click on one of these, let's say moving and handling here for Rebecca, what it does, it takes us straight to that record, so we can see when the course, when the training actually expired, the status of it, and if details about the cost and who actually provided the training here, for example. Okay, so there's a full HR module sitting behind the software. Other panels here, this is effectively showing again what we saw when we first came into the software in terms of our care plans that needed reviewing, any notes that need, any shift notes that need to be reviewed daily. Again, we can see here where that has not occurred, so again there's another fail-safe here. If we go to our final panel here, then this is what we call the general diary of issues. So you can see here this has been caused by the fact that alarms have gone off based on recordings that the carers have done. So here, for example, against Minnie Mouse, there was a new red skin area observed. So again, that's prompting us to get involved, to follow that up, and obviously investigate what's actually gone on there. Okay, and you can see that pattern continues further down the screen in terms of, for example, a carer is recording low mood, a carer here is recording nothing eaten. And interestingly here, the one in white is about Donald Duck again, and to monitor the fact that he has had a weight gain. There's various health parameters within the system which you can define acceptable limits of plus and minus as to where the resident should be at any time. So for example, here on weight gain, you can define it in terms of number of pounds or kilos in which Donald must either not be allowed to gain or lose. There are things such as blood pressure, temperature, sugar levels as well. So very much those can be used as safety checks on the residents with the recordings being made, that you don't need to worry about it. The system will automatically pull out if the resident has moved outside of acceptable parameters for various health conditions. So that concludes this presentation. I hope it's given you a very good flavour for the various prompts and defining alarms that can occur within the product, to make sure that things are not overlooked, to bring out the salient points to you about any resident's condition, and to obviously help then with sifting through and monitoring against the volume of recording that's being done, the actual key points that need to be brought to your attention and observed. Okay, thank you very much. So obviously further information is available on the website, easylog.co.uk. Email us if you wish at info@easylog.co.uk. Call us 01892 834406. Okay, once again, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.